Good day, this is Jimmy. Putting some things together here. I don't know if I'm going to do a series on this back glass on this Monte Carlo, but I am working on it. Going to get it done. Got it one side laid in here. Don't know if you can see it. Going to trim it down a little bit. Get it to slide back in just a little bit. I think it's looking pretty good though. Coming right along on the old car. Someone commented on one of my videos, and they said, "Well, you're gonna have to make a few more videos before you can actually claim to be this and be that or whatever." Well, I've been restoring cars for over 40 years. I'm not trying to build a reputation, but I would like to build communication with those of like mind or those of learning. It's coming down to a time to where you need a trade. You need one that a robot's not going to take over. You need a skill, not just a skill, but you need to be able to fabricate and make the things that you need. Some of these things like school, shop class, and all these things that they've done away with, that our youth, that our people nowadays, it wouldn't hurt them to pick back up, because those particular areas are falling away. Those particular areas are lacking. There's thousands and thousands of openings in bodywork. There's thousands and thousands of opens in framework, fabrication, painting, all those areas, because there's been no training. There's people that's having to come in from the ground level, and you kind of get what you get, and they have to train you maybe in the shops as it goes, because they just don't have anybody. They're quick to total a car now, because they don't really have a qualified technician that can actually repair it. Well, we need to hold on to skill. We need to hold on to those areas to be a craft. I don't want to be the one that sets the dials on the computers and go to the grocery store and you notice that there's 15 registers running and there's one person over there punching buttons, and that means there's 14 people that have lost their job over it. So everybody wants to go in the computer fields and this and that, but the only thing about the computer fields is the computers are going to take care of themselves. It's not going to take much maintenance and things. There's an explosion of knowledge in the last days, and the explosion of knowledge is not for your benefit. It's for to get you to think that you can sit back and do nothing and get ahead. It's going to take some skill. Anyway, what I was saying about that, I got a comment and they said, "Well, you get you a few more videos, get a few more things under your belt before you start boasting and bragging." And I've been at my top, and I'm still trying to hold on to the concern for the next generation. There's very little that I can't do with this metal. I know now they've got all these machines that stretch it, pull it, roll it, do all this stuff. But there's a time when maybe we're not going to have $100,000 worth of machines, and maybe there's a time that we need to have some type of a skill about us. We might have to take a little and make a lot. We might have to take a little and survive with it. We might have to take one of these old cars and bring it back and drive it. We may even have to take it back, and that maybe that computer guy over there that's making all that money that don't know how to do this, that wants to see it or wants to do it. Well, maybe we can fall in place with him. There's a generation coming up that needs to be stirred. They need to realize that God gave us skill in our hands. God gave us a way to fabricate, a way to People say, well, I can't do that. Or maybe they talk about talent and they say, I wasn't born with that skill. I don't think anybody is born with a skill of anything but to want to do right, or to want to do wrong, or to want to accomplish something, or want to be proud of something, or want to present something that they've done to somebody. Just at one time, maybe I was chasing the accolades, but at this particular point, I would like to know that I left something to the next generation, because I'm worried about them. There needs to be some hands-on today. There needs to be some hands-on going on. I was putting these old cars together, and I realized as I was coming up, people just wouldn't show you a whole lot because they were scared that somebody was going to jump in there and, you know, cut your little gravy train off and get in front of you. And, I guess there's a possibility to that. What was the old saying that, Fred, don't give away the store? There's a lot of tricks, secrets to the trade that you'll never know until you get in a body shop and you work beside somebody that's been doing it a long time, decides to let you know. I show a lot of basics and different things that's going on because I want to see the next generation come up. I don't want the next generation to be parts changers. I want them to be fabricators. I want them to have some pride about their skills that they have in their hands. When you lay down at night, you can sleep because you know you did your best on something. Instead of just throwing something together, you built something with your hands. I get out here and prop up against these old cars and bring them back. I realized the other day I built a lot of cars, and it's kind of when I get through with them, maybe I'll sell them or trade them off or something, because the completion is not really where it's at. It's the building of it. And a lot of people don't know that because they've never put their hands on one and built it or restored it. But there's maybe someone's running around out there today. I just don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. Challenge yourself. Put a task before you. Well, I can't do that. I wasn't gifted that way. There's an information highway out there today. A lot of people tell you the wrong way. Some people tell you the right way. And some people tell you just get in there and get after it. The only thing that it's going to fail is to quit. Find you a project. Set in on it. Don't be scared to ask somebody. There's people, ask people all the time to comment or ask questions, or maybe tell me what you think I'm doing wrong or whatever. But there's a community that we need to get stirred up out here, because there's people that's out there that give up because they don't have an answer. But there's people like me that will try to answer it. Will give you something to help you move on. Year after year, you realize I've stomped and bumped my head a whole bunch of times, but sometimes I figure out a way through it. Most of the time, I'm here today. Figure out a way through it, an acceptable way through it. So if you get there and you say, well, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, maybe give me an example in my videos or something. But it don't hurt to ask questions, because there's a lot of things out here that a man might not even show you, but he'd tell you. I can show you something, and then today you show somebody something and they say, well, I know how to do that. You don't know how to do that till you do that. You can watch a man 15 times do something, and you may have a general idea, but till you put your hands in it, you don't feel the satisfaction that man felt. You don't, until you put your hands in it, you really don't know if you can do it. I want to tell you today to challenge yourself. Put a task in front of you. Say, man, I sure would love to be able to do that. Well, why don't you try it? This is Jimmy, just trying to encourage somebody today. It doesn't take all that. I talked to a fellow. I do a lot of fishing, or I try to. I haven't been doing a lot lately because I'm working on these old cars. But I was fishing off a dock, and young man told me, he said, well, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, and he had some nice fishing rods and different things, and he was fishing, and I saw his equipment and where he was at, and he looked like that he had a general knowledge of how to catch the fish in the water and the speed of the water and in the place that he was in. But he said, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. He says, I'm gonna start this channel, but I've got to have um, so and so's gonna invest in me and this and that, and I'm gonna buy all this stuff. Well, it don't take all that. I don't claim to have the best channel in the world. I am content on feeling that if someone was looking for some answers about some things that I've accomplished in my videos, they could watch my videos and know at least there's one way to do it. I try to find the easiest and simplest way to do it, but everything that is worth doing right, and it also involves work. He says, I gotta have this and I gotta have this. I said, look, you're sitting out here fishing. I said, you could catch a 40-pound fish in just a minute. I mean, they're out there. I said, you have this equipment. You got a cell phone in your pocket. I want you to document some stuff and just start working on it, because as you work on it, and we started out, I say we, and then I talk about me and my old dog Bella is our we. So because it's just me, but I told him, won't you just document some of this stuff and look at your videos, see where you need work, start moving on with it. I feel like I've been working on my sound here lately. Um, I asked people to comment and see, where I'm falling short, working on my sound, maybe some of the long drawn out things that, it takes a while to do something. I shorten maybe the welding and the grinding and all those things, and try to get to more instructional videos. But like that young man, he was talking about what he would like to do. I said, well, if you're going to do something, you should do it with all your heart. Don't halfway do it. So if your passion is fishing, it may not ever pay a bill, but there's fulfillment in it. And today you can film it. Maybe you can ask an old timer, and you can block those bad comments. But you ask an old timer, what do I need to do now? I know all my life I've heard people talk about fishing with soap and all these different things. And well, I want to tell you, I don't know. I think that's kind of like snipe hunting where I come from. Snipe hunting was just a joke to stir folks up and see if they'd do it. I think the soap's probably about the same thing. I mean, I've tried the Zote soap. You just don't have the right soap. Now, I've done a lot of fishing in my life. I've never caught a fish on soap. I've caught a fish on a shiny hook, but I've never caught a fish on soap. But today, there's people that's going to push your buttons and say, well, you do it this way or do it that way. Well, I'm not here to push your buttons. I'm here to lead you forward. People say, well, you don't really know nothing. Well, I do know something. I do know something. I'm certified in everything there is to be certified when it comes to collision repair and all that. I've been in that for 40 years. And most shops that I worked in ran on my credentials. But today, we're doing something we enjoy doing. Everybody else thinks I know. I got papers saying I know. I got mine by the blood, sweat, and tears of things that's going on. All right, I'm gonna cut this off. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and comment. You have a good day. God bless you.